You are now listening to the Q&E Podcast.
Is this what you want? Huh? Is this what you want? Well, come and get it, goddammit!
Hello, everybody. You're listening to the Q&E Podcast. You're here with your boy Q Hicks right now. I got Edgar right beside me. Edgar, tell the people what's good.
It feels like we've been going for so long, but it hasn't been that long. It's been almost a week.
Almost a week.
Yeah, but it feels like forever with this Corona stuff going on. But we are here. We are back. Welcome to another episode of the Q&E Podcast. Me and Quincy did not both plan to wear do-rags today. It just happened. So if you're watching us right now, just try not to pay attention to that elephant in the room.
I mean, they pay attention. Shout out to Mount, but Mount be noticing that junk too. How we always be wearing white beaters and we always wearing the do-rags. It's just like, it just happens.
It makes you feel like you're here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it makes the listener feel like you're here.
We just chilling at the crib, but we ain't doing too much, man. But if this is your first time listening to the Q&E Podcast, we are primarily sports podcast, but we also talk about entertainment. We also talk about music, movies, so everything. We also did a Last Dance review, so definitely check that out. Go out and check those. But we appreciate you for listening. But let's dive into the Kendrick Perkins and KD beef. They got some more beef. We talked about this a couple of months ago, man.
Exactly.
KD and I forgot what it was even about. They had beef.
Oh, what was the last beef about?
Wasn't it about championships or something like that?
KD didn't like the fact that Kendrick was low key.
Oh, it was about Russell. It was about Westbrook.
It was like Kendrick was low key. It's crazy.
Yeah, because he said Mr. Thunder was Westbrook.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
He wasn't throwing shade, but he was saying like, bro, you're not Mr. Thunder. Like Russell Westbrook is always gonna be the backbone of that franchise.
Yeah.
Like you may have been the best player to ever play for them, but Russ is the backbone of that franchise.
Yeah, and then you already know KD take offense to everything.
Everything.
So KD had to say something.
Everything.
And these boys, man, I don't know how long these boys that had beef. They obviously played together back in 2012 when they had went to the championship against the Heat. But I don't know where this beef stems from. But
the beef really started like after Perk had left the league already, because once Perk transitioned into that broadcaster type career, he had to start saying like what he's seen in the locker room, like what he knew, because that's what
people want to hear.
Yeah, that insider scoop is what people want to hear. Like, you played with these dudes, so you obviously must know how they think some of the time, at least. You know what I'm saying? So Perk just said how he felt with certain situations, and KD felt like it was a jab with certain things that he said, because it's like, hey, we used to be teammates at a point in time. Like, you mean to tell me you know all this information just to reverberate it back to other people? So.
Exactly. Because everybody likes to keep the locker room talk. And like once you become a broadcaster, that locker room talk really is out for everybody to know, because that's what everybody wants to know. Like,
unless it's just certain information. You don't got to say everything. Yeah. But I understand where KD coming from in a certain aspect, because it's like, bro, it's like some stuff, what happens in the locker room, stay in the locker room, bro. Like, I get that with certain topics, but the topics that Perk be talking about, it don't be nothing too serious. Like, you should be like, okay, he got his own perspective on it, or this is how he took it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, bro, we all trying to make a dollar. He making a dollar off these comments, so we gonna keep it trucking. But what KD had a problem with this time is about basically Perkins' comments on Kyrie's comments. So Kyrie first off said that he thought the NBA returning would be a distraction for everybody right now, especially with everything going on with the protests and the riots and the pandemic going on. He said it would be a distraction for the NBA to come back, because it would take away from the protest and take away of what the progression we're trying to make as Black people. And Kendrick basically said what everybody else was thinking, like, yeah, you're making a good point, but what are you going to do, and what is your plan to take a step in that direction? You know what I'm saying? You really don't have no plan. You just saying things. And Kendrick just said that, and KD called him a sellout, and that was that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had a reaction off that. So, Edgar, how did you feel about KD calling Kendrick a sellout?
First off, let me just start off with the Kyrie tweet and what he was saying. I did not read his tweets, and then when
did he even tweet it? I thought he said it in an interview.
I think he tweeted it, if I'm not mistaken. However he said it, I didn't hear it from him. I heard it from other people on what he said, and I didn't understand a word of what Kyrie was saying. I just feel like Kyrie is one of those people you just don't really need to.
I was about to say, because I want to say this, but because Kyrie, like I said, Kyrie makes a good point. Like, it probably would be a distraction, it would take away. Right. But it's like, it's Kyrie. Dude said the earth is flat. So it's like, how much can we really take away from Kyrie?
With a lot. Even when you make valid points, it's certain things that you said that maybe not trust what you're gonna say in the future. Yeah. So that was already my problem with the situation. And like you just said, like what Perk was right. Like, what are your plans? Like, what you're talking a good talk, but we need to see plans. We need to know action. If you really don't want the season to come back, what is going to be the steps forward that you think we need to make? Mm-hmm. And when Perk really came out with that opinion, KD was like, "You're a sellout," and that's all he said. Like, "You're a sellout," and he posted a video of
him airballing the shot or something.
Perk at the air,
no relation, no correlation.
Airballs. I'm like, that has nothing to do with the situation. Like,
KD's so petty.
It's not wrong that KD spoke out, but the fact that you spoke out in such a minimal way, and all you said was he was a sellout, is like you're kind of like not helping the situation at all.
And that's really what everybody was talking about today, because we haven't heard from KD during this whole time.
Any of this.
On the whole time. But the first time you say something, it's about
another black man, you just call him a sellout. It's not the fact that you're debating with him. It's just all you said was you're a sellout.
Exactly. We're supposed to be uplifting everybody.
Right. If you have a different opinion, you're totally entitled to that. But all you said was sellout. So it's like you're listening, but you don't want to say nothing either. Like, come on, bro.
He ain't giving us nothing, bro. So KD does this all the time. He puts you in this weird position where he's obviously one of the greatest in the game, but his sensitivity levels, man, it just annoys me to a certain extent, man. I don't know why he calls his teammate a sellout. Like I said, they got previous beef. He's commenting on Kyrie, who is KD's current teammate right now, so that's probably why he felt like he had to stand up for his teammate. But it's like, bro, that's what everybody feels right now. What Kyrie is saying, like, he's talking a good talk, but what are you really going to do? Because even Kyrie had came up with some more comments saying we should start our own league. Like, black folks in general should start our own league because we're 80% of the NBA right now.
He honestly is not the first, and he won't be the last person to say that. What if we went back to having Negro leagues? Like, my dad, I'm so mad I lost this jersey, bro. Because my dad gave me, when I was a kid, I didn't think it was that cool because first off, I didn't know about it like that. And then second off, I didn't want to wear a jersey with a bunch of teams that people don't know. But now that I'm older, now that I appreciate my blackness so much more, he gave me a jersey of all the Negro baseball league teams on it. And it was so tough now that I look back at it. But I don't know where it is. I don't know what I did with it. But Kyrie has a point. Like, what if we did that? I feel like that just will never happen again because that would be living in a utopia in a perfect world, in a black mind, in a black person's mind. That's living in a utopia of we have our own everything and everything is just extremely successful. We don't need anybody else for anything.
Exactly. Who's paying for all this?
Yeah, like I feel like that's just a utopia mindset. I don't want to be negative, but I just don't think it'll happen. Hey, prove me wrong. If it does, it does. But I just don't think that'll happen. But it would be cool though to have an all black basketball league, or all black baseball, football league. If it happens years later, maybe 100 years later or whatever, hey, that's great. But that's a utopia mindset.
And I think we've seen with the XFL how hard it is to get something off the ground because we've seen them not even get past a year this past season. Like how hard it is to get these startups going.
Exactly.
So even if you break all the most popular basketball players, the bronze, everybody plays in it, it's just like, bro, it's so hard to get off the ground. Who is going to be paying everybody these $200 million contracts? Like, are we going to get all the black billionaires? Is Jay-Z going to be an owner? Like, who's going to be funding these leagues for real, man? Especially in these times where it's a pandemic. Are you going to have tickets?
And it's to the point where, like, you can't even just have a bill. Like, Jay-Z is just, I don't mean to sound like a hater, but he barely touching $1 billion. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not even hating at all. Like, Jay-Z $1 billion or not. If you touch it, you touch it. But if he were to put any of his money in it, he'll no longer be a billionaire. Mm-hmm. And you can't run a league like that without billionaires. Like you can't have that M. You got to have them B's.
Exactly.
You definitely got to have B's.
That's true.
And most of the black billionaires in the world really, first off, aren't even – there's not that many in America, first off. And then the rest of them don't even really do American sports like that. So it'll be real hard to kind of get that off the ground.
Yeah. I feel that, bro. Like I said, it would be a smart idea. I think it was something that could get off the ground one day, but just not today, bro. It would be too much work. Yeah. But let's talk about something that was just updated on us today. The NBA players will be wearing a smart ring. I want to show it to y'all if y'all can see that.
I don't think it's happening.
It's all. This is happening. Like this is like from a good source. NBA Central. NBA Central is the one that came out with this information. Now, I want to say it came from Shams, but they're going to be wearing a smart ring type of wristband. And it says the ring is capable of predicting COVID symptoms up to 3 days in advance with 90% accuracy. The ring can measure body temperature, respiratory functions, and heart rate. So before you even get the coronavirus, we already know So it's keeping everybody safe in advance, bro. I think it's elite.
First off, this just sounds like an accelerated Fitbit. That's really all this sounds like. Or you know how the Apple Watches can monitor your health and all that stuff? Mm-hmm. It's basically like a super upgraded military type band. I don't like that. I don't want to say I don't like it. I just don't like the fact that only these athletes are going to get it.
Bro, this not cost money. Like they can't give it to everybody. They can't give it to everybody.
These athletes not even going to be paying for it. Like, they're just going to give them
because they working for the billionaires. But billionaires is paying for these. These just probably cost millions.
I don't care.
These just probably cost millions, 100,000.
To know that the average citizen will never even get a chance to buy that, but these athletes like are all out here and they're just going to be able to like have them on and be able to predict their health basically at least 72 hours in advance. Like what? Like
that would be crazy.
That's bro. Like some movie like conspiracy theory type stuff. You mean to tell me I can put a band on and it's gonna tell me how I feel 72 hours from now? Like come on now.
How do they even test this junk out, bro? So that means they had to get somebody to catch coronavirus 3 days in advance, had to wear the wristband. That means they had got somebody on purpose.
I wouldn't say on purpose. It's just
testing.
You just test trial. You give it to somebody and let them wear it. If they get it, they get it. If they don't, they don't. So I feel like that's where the 90% as opposed to 100% accuracy comes in because you have to leave that room of probability. So I don't like it. I don't like the idea.
A lot of people are just like him. They want everybody to have it, but it's like, bro, the regular folk can't get it, man. This is for the millionaires and the 100,000.
Even if we could afford it, they're not gonna give that out to the masses. Like that, like with hoverboards. Hoverboards exist. You know how long I wanted a hoverboard ever since I seen Back to the Future. Like
hoverboards is overrated though, bro. Hoverboards is always overrated.
You're talking about with the wheels. I'm talking about legit hover off of the ground hoverboards. They exist. Like they literally are real. Like they just will never put them to the public. Like they will never sell them to the public.
Why not?
That's like military grade type technology. You can't just sell that to the public. You can't. Like you really can't. So that smart band thing, that's military grade technology. You can't just give that to the average U.S. citizen.
I feel it on this though. I feel it on the smart band. I don't know about the hoverboard. Like,
hoverboards are real. Hoverboards are real.
I'm pretty sure they are real. Like, bro, a lot of the stuff that we've seen in the old movies that we should be having, like the flying cars and all that, like they're already made. Like, there's some cars that fly right now, but they don't want to give them out to
everybody. But you can't sell that to the public. You can't. You just can't do that. First off, it's gonna be way too expensive. Like
that's what I said. That's what I'm thinking. I think it's the money part.
It's way too expensive. And then two, like first off, you can't have flying cars because then that's just gonna have to change the entire infrastructure. Like flying roads.
What if you fall out the sky and hit somebody on the ground?
Exactly.
So many shit.
It's a lot of probability. It's a lot of probability. We went on a whole conspiracy theory type rant.
Bro. No, because it would have to be a slow process if you got like a couple of people up in the air, everybody still on the ground, like, could it be a smooth transition?
It could be.
Could it be a smooth?
I've seen certain movies or TV shows where people are in flying cars and still have regular cars. You know, so.
We have seen that.
I've seen like cartoon shows who emulated that. So
they can't let niggas win. You can't give niggas flying cars, bro. They reckless.
You just. I don't trust anybody with flying cars.
That's true.
I really don't. Like, it's just not gonna be. No. It's not gonna be a good situation.
I don't even want to be in the air, to be honest with you. Since that whole Kobe situation, like flights and all that, I really been trying to curb.
I ain't gonna let that skip. No, that's a one in the day. How often do you see a helicopter crash?
I mean, how often? I think how much I see it. I don't really like to see flights, but I feel like it's more. It happens more than what we think. I think it does.
Okay, 1 in 25. That's not a lot.
Woo!
For a helicopter crash?
Boy, that's a lot. 1 in 25?
1 in 25,000. There.
Oh, okay. No, I'm trying to change your answer, boy. 1 in 25 is a lot.
1 in 25,000.
If I'm the 25th guy, I'm scared.
1 in 25,000.
All right.
I'll say that.
That's still crazy, but it's better than 1 in 25, but I feel you. But still, that Kobe situation, bro, is like crazy. And you know what I heard about that? A lot of people in LA actually do that, bro, because the traffic be so crazy.
The traffic be crazy. That's why I said, like, that was his everyday transportation. So, like, that was the last way I'm pretty sure he thought he would die. So.
R.I.P. Kobe, bro. That's just still crazy to me. Let's move on to Chuba Hubbard. So he is the running back for Oklahoma State. I want to say he was like top 10 in the Heisman this past season. Mm-hmm. He returned to school this year for his senior season, but it looks like his season is really on the rocks right now. He don't know if he's going to play because his coach, Mike Gundy, wore OAN shirt, which is a far-right news channel which supports Trump, and it shows where the coaches stand, especially during these times, man. Like, especially for these white coaches, like, we need y'all to be on the side, especially when all your players are predominantly black. We need y'all to be riding for y'all black players. If you really against us, like I said, you really can't sit on that pitch. Either you with us or you against us. If you wearing something that supports Trump and you not standing with the cause, all right, bro, I gotta go against you. And that's what Tuba Hubbard basically saying. Like, I don't think I can play for a coach that doesn't respect me as a player or as a black human being. And it's crazy to say. And I want to say this, it was some rumors with Dabo Swinney too. I seen it was some fire Dabo things.
It was that's because throughout the Clemson area, there were a lot of people riding around with Confederate flags and like Trump flags and stuff. Oh, I forgot how many days ago that was. Mm-hmm. And it's in the Clemson area near the school, and Dabo Swinney said nothing at all. So it's a situation where it's like, this is y'all football culture, you know what I'm saying? And y'all got that, well, football matters mindset. No, like, you need to point out these fans who are doing this. Like, these are the same fans that are coming to your games.
Didn't he wear a shirt that said football matters or something like that?
I think so. I don't know if he wore a shirt.
That was the
like
problem.
That,
he had worn a shirt. Yeah.
I thought he said it. I don't know if he wore
I think he wore a shirt that said football matters, and everybody was like, whoa, during these times, you care more about football than you care about your black players? It's like, wow. And there was a lot of fire Dabo. Obviously, he's not going to fire because everybody at Clemson actually loves him, but everybody looking at Dabo with the saddle like, are you really riding for us, bro? It's like, I don't know. Yeah. And there was also a story that came out about Dabo that one of his assistant coaches had said the N-word to a player, I want to say, and the assistant coach didn't get fired. So everybody was looking at Dabo saying, wow, you didn't take action? You didn't fire that coach for saying the N-word to one of your players? It's like, you just letting that slide like that?
Right.
Do you accept this? Especially when you're in that Clemson area.
But then it's a situation where it's like, I personally feel like you have to have that, at least in that environment, you have to have that standard with every type of coach. Mm-hmm. Like, the same way you wouldn't want white coaches saying that to black players, you can't let the black coaches slide just because they're black saying that to the players. Like, I feel like there has to.
It's a double standard, bro.
No, but I'm saying if you're gonna cut out certain language in the practice field and in the locker room and stuff like that, it has to be across the board in a situation like that. Because I don't just because you black. That's like if you no, what I'm saying. That's like if you got like, what's the situation? If you have a white coach talking to a white player and he's saying like Jewish like slurs or something like that, and they're both Jewish, it's like, okay, I get it. Y'all both Jewish, so y'all not taking it to heart like that. But like, there's a level of respect.
But as a black person, I'm not saying any of them Jewish slurs though. I respect it like that. And
I get it. Like, I get the double standard of it.
It's always gonna be a double standard.
But I feel like it's like the workplace. It's like the workplace. Like, you can't say certain stuff to people that you're not in the same cultural group with.
Football different though, bro. Football different than that. Football different than the actual work, especially at college.
It's a job.
Most of these people are coming from the, you know what I'm saying, the low income backgrounds. They used to saying nigga this, nigga that.
Okay, bro, professionalism. Where does professionalism come in at?
No, man. I'm on that football field. Are you willing to hear anything when I'm on that football field, bro? I'm not in the workplace. I'm not suited up. If I'm suited up, bro, I understand your point. But once I'm on that
every day at practice, what you talking about?
No, I'm on that field, man. You can hear anything when I'm on that field. But as a white person, I don't need you saying nigga. No. I don't need you saying nigga, brother. You need to get fired for that.
There's so many other words you can say though, bro. You can call me every cuss word in the book. But that's what I'm saying. But you know, as a black player, I'm not gonna have a problem if a black coach say it to me. Yeah. But I would rather you not say it to me.
Oh, you saying if you're a coach?
Yeah.
Oh, if you're okay. Oh, okay.
I know the players gonna say whatever they want to say.
That's what I was saying. I was saying the players.
The players gonna say whatever, but the coaches, I don't care if you're white, black, or whatever. Like, you don't need to be saying that to your players.
I understand that.
Even if it's
still a double standard. But it's still a double standard.
Yeah, it's always gonna be double standards. Yeah. No matter if you white saying certain white slurs, Hispanic saying Hispanic slurs, black saying black slurs to your own people, it's always gonna be a double standard of you don't want other people saying that to you. Like, I get that double standard, but from a coach and player aspect, coaches in general should not be saying that to their players. Like, they should. Call me any other cuss word in the book.
I'm cool. If a coach called me a nigga and we just talking, we chopping it up, nigga this, nigga that, bro, hey, we're used to that.
I know we're used to it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying professionalism has to come in.
But I understand if you're a coach and you saying nigga, it's like you're not supposed to.
It's
but
like, yo,
I don't have a problem with it.
I'm the player. I'm the quote unquote child. You know what I'm saying? Like if I say it, it's like you can make me do up downs or whatever, or it's like I quote unquote have a excuse because I'm the player. But you as a coach, you have an automatic higher level of responsibility. So I feel like your professionalism always has to be at a higher standard than mine. Not saying I don't need to have a standard of professionalism, but yours automatically has to be higher than mine.
But we've seen before, bro, and I think we see it in these Last Chance documentary that these black coaches say, nigga. And I'm fine with these coaches all around the country say, nigga, and black players, we're used to that because even in our communities, we say it to each other and it's cool.
Because picture like at a HBCU, I'm pretty sure all the coaches say it. I'm 99% sure all the coaches say it. It's like I get it, but I would rather it not happen.
You would rather it not happen, but I'm fine if it does. But as a white coach, no, that's a big no-no. That's a no-go, bro. You need to get fired if you calling me a nigga, bro. You need to get fired.
I totally understand.
I understand what you're saying, bro. You would rather them not say it, but if a black coach said it to me, I'm cool with it because that's what we get in our community all the time. But if you're a white coach, you say that to me, bro. No, it's a totally different tone.
I understand.
It's a totally
different tone. I'll admit
it's a totally different tone. Or like I said, the assistant coach, I want to say he never got fired. I think he recently just got fired, so he's not with the staff right now. But yeah, that was a big thing that was going on in Clemson. But let's get back to Chuba Hubbard because we went completely off from him. But he said he was not willing to play with Mike Gundy. So what was your reaction to him?
I feel like,
because he was on First Take today. He had did an interview.
It's going to be his senior year, so I don't want to just tell him to sit out, you know what I'm saying? But I understand if he wants to take a stand. But Mike Gundy did give an interview where he was saying he had a sit down with all of his players, and he listened to all of the black players, listened to their experiences growing up and to where they are now on the team as grown black men, and just the black experience in general. Plus, he even said he didn't know what the shirt meant.
I don't know if I believe that, bro.
No, I ain't saying I believe it, but he at least saying he didn't know what it meant. So you have to at least give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, maybe he didn't know it. Maybe even if you feel like you knew he knew.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You got to give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, let's say you didn't know. You at least sat down with all of us, and you got an eye-opening experience on the black experience. Yeah. So I applaud Mike Gundy for that, at least sitting down, listening to his players. So I feel that I don't want him to sit out.
Yeah, because he said the relationship is a work in progress right now, so I don't know if
I don't want Hubbard to sit out because that can really damage him going into the pros. Like, it's already hard enough getting into the pros. Sitting out your season.
He's a top tier prospect. I think he still will be a second round pick next year. Second or third.
Sitting out the entire senior season. I don't know, bro.
I think he will still be fine. Like I said, top 10 in the Heisman. Like, this man's stock is up there, bro.
His name ain't ringing enough bells, bro. I'm telling you.
Hubbard is nice.
His name ring enough bells to get noticed, but they ain't ringing enough bells to where, like, let's say this was Chase Young, for instance. Like, if this was Chase Young in this situation, Chase Young probably sit out a whole year because Chase Young was like top 3 Heisman candidate type person, not top 10. If you top 10, you can fall off real quick in that conversation.
You can.
So,
but I think Hubbard is nice. I think he's gonna eventually come back to the team, able to talk it out and things like that. But I understand his frustration with the coach, especially with everything that's going on right now, man. It's like, come on. Like I said, you can't be on the fence. Either you with us or you against us.
I agree. I totally agree.
Come on, bro. Wearing the OAN shirt. I didn't even know what OAN meant, bro. I had to look it up. Like I said, it stands for it's a far-right news channel. Like I said, it supports Trump. And, yeah, man. And it really shows where he is. Like, supports the KKK. So let's dive into Rayshard Brooks, man. Just speaking of this whole topic. Rayshard Brooks was murdered. What was it? This past week? Was it last week? This past weekend?
I don't even remember what day it was. I just know I woke up one day and seen the video. I seen the video like 3-4 days ago now.
3 days? Yeah, it happened a few days ago.
I think it happened a week ago, though.
Yeah, it was last week. Because I listened to a podcast, and I want to say it came out on Sunday. So, yeah. So, Rayshard Brooks was killed, unfortunately. Another police killing. He was killed because I really don't know why he was killed.
What happened was he was drunk in his car in the Wendy's drive-through line. Yeah. The Wendy's employees and other people in cars surrounded him, were trying to tell him to move, but they could obviously see he was intoxicated or incoherent to what they were saying. And I think he fell asleep in his car in the driveway. Mm-hmm. But I think they were able to get his attention and get him to move. Especially, I think once the police got there, that's when he was able to drive his car over to the parking lot area of that Wendy's that he was at. And the police had him get out of the car. They had him walk the line. I think he did the breathalyzer. I'm not sure.
Because remember they had asked him. It was a video that came out afterwards that was showing him talking to the police. He was real polite.
Yeah, they didn't do the breathalyzer.
They didn't do the breathalyzer.
He did the walk test, but he didn't do the breathalyzer. Mm-hmm. And I think he tried to run, but I can't remember if they got into a scuffle before
they got into a scuffle. They was wrestling on the ground. He had grabbed one of the police's tasers and was running with it. And one of the police was chasing after his taser, and the other police had pulled his gun out, shot him on. Did he shoot him twice?
I think so.
Shot him twice. I think he shot him twice in the back.
But the crazy part is we know that a taser is a non-lethal weapon, and like police know, if we as regular citizens know this, I'm pretty sure police know this. Tasers are non-lethal weapons. I've literally seen videos when white people are almost getting arrested. I've seen a video of a white dude with a knife pointing it at, like, that's a lethal weapon. I've seen a video of a white man with a knife pointing it at police, and they're just standing there with their guns drawn, not shooting, trying to talk him down and everything. But this black dude grabs a taser. Granted, I'm not condoning that. I'm not condoning him doing that. But he grabbed the taser and he ran away. Like, it's not like he was running to them. He ran away and they shot him down.
But I understand why he's running away, because I don't even know why he was wrestled to begin with. I don't know why he was wrestled, because in the video I had seen, it was him. He was talking to the police. He was real polite with the police. He was talking to them. He was like, "Sir, I'm drunk. I don't want to drive home because I just got dropped off by my girlfriend. She's saying I was cool to drive home, but I'm really not. So I'm really just trying to sit here sober up, you know what I'm saying, wait until I get back right." And they was like, "No, you need to move," basically. And they just kept asking him questions. He said, "I can't move. I'm drunk." And they was like, they just weren't comprehending that he was drunk. You feel what I'm saying? Right. So in the next clip I seen, like I said, he was polite in the first video. This next video I seen, he was wrestling with the cops on the ground. So I don't know what happened in between that, but it really doesn't matter, because it doesn't mean that he should have died because of what happened. Like Edgar said, he's running with a taser. He can't do anything with a taser, bro. And he's running away from the cops, so he's not trying to harm anybody, man. But you shoot him in the back twice for what? Come on, man. Another police killing. They have arrested the cop for killing him.
And I think it's on manslaughter, if I'm not mistaken.
Manslaughter. They always try to slip him with a manslaughter. I don't even know if you're going to see a jail, but it is what it is. But it's just crazy, man, once again. And we've seen it the past couple of weeks. It's like, and you see all these lynchings that's going on right now, bro. Yeah. Nationwide, it's like 5 lynchings that we know of, I know one is in California, one was in Texas. It's like black people are just being lynched in all these different states, and it's like, what is going on?
And they're trying to call them suicides.
And they're trying to call them suicides. Yeah. Who is lynching themselves in the woods with a rope? Come on. That's always KKK style. Exactly. That's always been KKK style, bro. So why are you ruling them suicides? Y'all obviously want to hide something, man.
I personally, from my own experience, I've never met a black person who just wanted to hang themselves. At all. Like, and
if you want to hang yourself, why are you going to a tree in the woods to hang yourself?
Exactly.
You got a home that you can hang yourself in. So it all doesn't add up.
It's just all the variables point to it not being suicide.
Exactly, bro. So rest in peace to Rayshard Brooks. Like I said, they got his murders arrested, but once again, another black man dies at the hands of the police, man, for no reason. Running with a taser when he was like I said, this is just from what we seen. I didn't see the whole videos, didn't see everything that happened. But in what we seen, he was doing nothing wrong. He was talking to police in a polite way. And the next clip we seen, he was wrestling with them on the ground and he got shot a couple of seconds later. So it's just like, man, it really doesn't add up and it doesn't make sense, man. Like, come on, bro. We just had George Floyd with the knee, and then it was something a couple of weeks ago. It was another person that got shot for the police. It's like it keeps happening. I forgot the name.
Well, what's it called? Ahmad.
It was Ahmad, but it was
he didn't get shot by police.
He didn't get shot by it was somebody else. But at these protests, people got people getting shot with rubber bullets. Exactly,
like
bro.
White and black people. Like, it's the crazy part. And I'm really trying to think. I don't think it was anybody like recent right before.
Right, I feel like it was right before
George Floyd.
No, right before Rayshard Brooks. It was right before Rayshard Brooks.
I probably didn't see it.
Yeah, it was right before Rayshard Brooks. And I feel like police killings have been picking up since George Floyd for some reason.
It's not really the fact that they're picking up. It's the fact that a lot of videos that we've never really seen before. Like these videos that I'm seeing on Twitter, some of them are a year old, some are 2 years old, some of them are a few months old. But they're videos that just weren't getting the publicity that they should have gotten until now. And to where a point now where anything that we see, we're trying to give it the light that it deserves now. Yeah. Like, it was a video I seen, this was like 2 days ago. It was like the middle of the night. I was scrolling on my phone. I don't remember what city it was, but these 5 black boys were being held at gunpoint by a police officer. And everybody was recording, and everybody was confused on why this officer was holding these 5 young boys at gunpoint. And I'm like, I've never seen this video before. But now it's all over social media getting light and attention, and they're trying to figure out who that officer is. It's like, and it was another video of
it's a lot of videos being resurfaced.
It's another video of a teenage black kid, like he's on the ground and the dog is just biting his arm, like, and the officer is not telling the dog to let go, because all you have to do is command the dog to let go. Yeah. Like, the dogs will not let go unless they are commanded to. So you can't sit there and say the dog lost control. No, you just didn't want that dog to let go. So I'm seeing a bunch of videos that probably never would have came up if this George Floyd situation never happened.
And it was, I want to say this one before we move on. It was another, it was between, I forgot what the dude's name was, but it was a black kid, and he was in high school, and he was rolled up in a floor mat. You heard the story before? He was rolled up in a floor mat, and they called it a suicide.
Oh, I heard about that. Yes. I never got into detail on it, but I heard about
it. Because it really wasn't much detail to get into.
I didn't really know the
details. But they recently, or I don't know if it was recently, but they showed it was like the videotape where they seen the boy walking into the gym. They seen that it was tampered with, because it was like a what they call it, a jump cut. It was a jump cut in between scenes. It was like you see him walking into the gym, then it was a jump cut, and then 2 people just randomly appear on the court. It's like, what happened? And it's like, things not adding up, and you ruled his murder a suicide, but it's like everything's not adding up. Like, why wasn't he walking back out of the gym? Why did he not walk all the way through the gym? Why was that not always on camera? So it's like, man, there were
too many holes in it.
And that's what's going on with a lot of these stories, man. It's too many holes in a lot of these stories that's not adding up, bro. And it just don't make sense, man. Another black man lost to the police, bro. It just don't make sense. But what do you think is the next step? What do you think they should do? Do you think defunding the police is the answer? What do you think is the answer when it comes to things like this?
I don't feel like defunding the police is the answer. I just feel like, because they already don't get paid that much anyway. So I feel like the requirements for, because if you just drop the funding, all you're doing is still allowing the same people in. They're just going to do it for cheaper money. So I feel like the requirements for becoming a police officer need to be, it needs to be risen to the highest level possible, because there's no way, like, let's say, for example, you're in school to study law. You're in school to study, like, criminology and whatnot. How long does it take to get a degree in that? Years, right?
Years.
So if it takes years to get a degree in criminology and understanding the legal system and understanding this and that and what people's rights are and are not, like, why does it only take a few months or just 1 year to authorize that law? Like, it takes multiple years to understand the law, but it only takes 1 year to authoritate the law? Like, so I feel like they need to really progress on how well they teach people who want to be cops, because being a policeman or policewoman is a very important job. We need police, we need officers, but like what Chris Rock said in his Tambourine special, you get what you pay for. And we paying these cheap police prices, so we getting these cheap racist police outcomes. Like,
but I think even if you defund them, we still gonna get the people with the deep-rooted mentalities of the racists.
But trust and believe, like, if you increase, like, the amount of lessons you need to take, the amount of classes you need to take, like, there's zero room for error to where it's like you can't say you were in fear of your life because you've been taught this, this, and this. You've been given an extensive amount of time to practice all of this. Like, there should never be a scenario where you're a policewoman or a policeman ever feel like you're in danger of your life and you're the one with the weapon. Like, that never made sense to me.
But it's a lot of cops that have been in the game for a long time that are doing most of these killings. So it's like, you understand the game, you understand you're not in fear of your life, but you still killing a dude that's not endangering you at all. So even if you got all the experience, even if you got all the training, you still
the same way the requirements need to go up, the punishments need to go up.
That's the biggest thing.
Like the punishments need to go. I don't care about the funding at all. Y'all can raise the price of how much you pay them or lower it. I don't care. Like the requirements on the quality of work need to go up, and the punishments need to go up as well.
That's the biggest
thing. You
do
anything discriminatory against race or religion or anything like that against anybody you're arresting, you need to be fired immediately. Right. Like, we don't accept bad pilots. We don't accept bad doctors. We don't accept bad firemen. Why are we accepting bad police officers? Like, it's certain jobs where you cannot have bad apples. Like, you can't. Everybody has to be good at what they do.
Yeah. And my mom and my cousin had brought it up the other day, man. We need the punishment. Like Eric said, we need the punishment to go. I'm talking about if you kill a black man, we have to set examples right now, man. We got to give these dudes second-degree murder, at least second-degree murder, for killing these dudes, to set an example that you cannot get away with what you're doing, man. Exactly. If you kill a black man, you're going to jail, period. If you kill anybody, exactly, you're getting the max sentence, period, man. You're not getting off. A lot of these people that killing black people are getting off, and they're accepting that.
I want them to get general population, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
I want you to get general population.
They're going to get touched.
I give you 10 years general population. If you survive killing a black man and you survive 10 years general population in the county jail or the county prison or whatever, I feel like, hey, if you get out untouched, hey, you just a stone cold person at that point. Because best believe them gen pop people in there, they know. They watch the news. They know. So they know your face, they know who you are, and they know you coming. So if you can survive 10 years of general population and not that solitary confinement for 25 years where you basically live in lavish just by yourself in four walls, like, no, you in here with the rest of us. You in these like commercial showers, you in this commercial yard, like you're around these people just like everybody. Like your life is just as much in danger as the next person for the next 10, 20 years. Oh, we'll see then.
Exactly.
So
we gotta raise the penalties, man. If we letting people off for killing black people, that's why they keep doing it, because they see there's no punishment that comes with what they doing. So if you give them punishments, if you give them 25 years for killing somebody, okay, they not you know what I'm saying, the rates are going to go down if that happens, man. If they keep getting let off because of it, it's going to keep going up, because they see they're not getting touched.
They see the room for error.
Exactly. Exactly. They see they're not getting touched because of it, man. And
if the room for error shrinks to the point where killing has to be the last option, like the absolute last option, like Quincy said, it'll go down.
It will go down, because you see, if I do this, I'm gonna get in trouble. So, let me chill out. I'm gonna go to jail if I do this. You know what I'm saying? If I make this move,
and not just get sent home for 2 weeks.
Exactly, and that's what they try to do.
My life will be over for life.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So, punishment definitely got to go up, man. So let's move on to the NASCAR conversation. So it's no more Confederate flag in NASCAR. They banned it from the sport. And the Confederate flag is really a big part of NASCAR. That's really what NASCAR was built around. So the fact that NASCAR is taking it out of the sport completely is really a step in the right direction. So what was your reaction to it?
Honestly, I'm not even going to lie to you. Whenever I've seen NASCAR, I hardly have ever seen the Confederate flag.
It's more in the stands.
I was about to say it has to be in the stands.
Yeah, they're not showing it on the...
I promise I've never really seen Confederate flags involved with NASCAR. Mm-hmm. Like, the reason I've never gone to any monster truck rallies or whatever, I feel like that's where
I was about to say.
I just feel like certain things we just don't need to go to. Like, certain things black people just don't need to go to, NASCAR, monster trucks. That's just not our stuff.
But that is the reason, though, because you got a lot of people out there that supports the Confederate flag.
So I just don't like the fact that some people try to make it sound like, no, it doesn't mean this. This is what it was built. No, we know exactly what it means and what it was built on. Like, please don't try to defend it or give it any other meaning. Please don't.
Exactly.
And it was this one dude who said he was retiring from NASCAR, and NASCAR added him on Twitter, and they were like, we didn't even know who you were, but okay, thank you for your driving.
Exactly. Bro.
I was like, you got NASCAR, like you got the league telling you they don't even know who you are. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't even remember his name. Like, he was a really unknown driver. He never won a race in his entire NASCAR career. Yeah. He was like 0 for 32, I think, 0 for 35 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, bro, but the Confederate flag is basically like a symbol, a common white supremacist symbol. And everybody knows it. The person that made the Confederate flag, he knew what it was meant for, and it's lived all the way. It was made in what, 1861? I want to say it was made in like 1860. Yeah, 1861. 1800s. It was made in the 1800s, and it's lived 200 years to now, bro. So it's like 200 years. We've just been getting that stuffed in our face, and we know what it means. And we just been letting it slide for this long. So I'm glad that black folks taking a stand for it, and we finally putting our foot down, and that the NASCAR is finally putting their foot down for it. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they don't, let it go in the stands and stuff like that. But let's move on to the Zeke, and Zeke has COVID. Ezekiel Elliott has COVID. A lot of players in that Texas area, they said in Houston and in Dallas, are catching the COVID-19 virus at a rapid rate. And a lot of coaches are scared for the upcoming season, bro. So I don't really know what's going to go on with that. But they have a new testing plan. It's going to be a plan 3 times a week you're going to get tested for the COVID-19 virus. That's what the NFL just stated in their latest proposal plan. I don't know if it's going to help because a lot of players are still catching. Like I said, in Houston and Texas.
I don't feel like that's necessary. I feel like, yes, there should be testing, but 3 times a week.
3 times a week. Got to make sure.
I feel like that's just too much, bro. I really feel like that's too much.
I think it's
3 times a week?
3 times a week.
You already got practice. You got film.
Hey, we living in wild times, bro.
What I'm saying? You're already, you're doing your job to the max as is. And now you're telling me I get tested today. What's today? Thursday? I get tested today. So let's say 2 days go by, I get tested again. 2 days go by, I get tested again within the span of a week. I feel like that's doing too much. Maybe twice throughout the month, okay? I feel like that's adequate enough. Twice in the month. Twice each month.
You can have it. You can have it. You can have it like that. But twice a month, you can catch it and be undetected.
You can still catch it 3 times a week. You can still catch it. What are you talking about?
I don't know, bro. 3 times a week seems safe to me.
No, it's just the fact that
what the testing is.
No, it's the fear and the fact that y'all getting tested more frequently. That's what makes you feel like you got less chance of getting it. No, you still got the same chance of getting it. Yeah. It's just you just gonna find out quicker if you got it. Yeah. That's all that is.
Stop it quicker. So that's still.
But a lot of people are asymptomatic. A lot of people who are catching it are asymptomatic. The deaths are not matching up to the amount of cases, at all. So you can catch it and be asymptomatic and not even be showing any symptoms.
But it's rising in the U.S. right now.
It's rising.
We knew it was.
It's rising, but they're just throwing a lot of numbers out there and not really throwing the statistics of it. Like I said, bro, the deaths are not matching. Yeah. They're not matching up to the amount of people who are actually catching it. Mm-hmm. So it's they're throwing the numbers out there to scare everybody. That's why this 3 times a week, it sounds so secure. Okay, yes, we're getting tested 3 times a week. So we really don't have that big of a chance to catch it. No, you still have the same chance as if I got tested 2 times a month. Mm. It's just you might find out today, and I might. That's what I'm saying.
It's better if I can't find it today than a week from now. That's what I'm saying. It's better
if
I catch it early.
Being asymptomatic, what was the point of you finding out earlier?
Exactly. Because you can still spread it. If I catch it today, I don't have to come to practice.
But if we're all being sanitary, then what's the point of stressing?
Everybody ain't sanitary. Everybody's definition of sanitary isn't the same.
Well, we're in a time right now where everybody literally has to have the same definition of sanitary. So it has to.
You in college, bro. You don't see everybody sanitary ain't the same, bro.
But now we have to. That's the key word. Have to.
People still don't wash their hands in these times.
Oh yeah.
So it's bro, what they call sanitary is just washing their hands, no soap. And what your definition is using your soap. So that's what I'm saying. The definition is different. So I could be spreading it, and he can be spreading it because he don't wash his hands. So if I catch it today, rather than a week from now, it's better.
I feel like the 3 times a week is just gonna be real aggravating.
It's gonna be aggravating, but is it gonna be worth it?
Because what if Monday you take the test, you don't have it. Wednesday you take the test, you don't have it.
Who?
You're Patrick Mahomes, and Friday you take the test right before Sunday, and now all of a sudden you got it. When the last 2 tests you didn't have it, now you can't play on Sunday.
Okay, we stopping it because you don't have to spread it no more. Right. Whoever gave it to you needs to be found, and you can't play because we don't want you to spread it.
That's why I'd rather just get tested twice a month. That way I can at least play 2 games in the month. I can at least play 2 games. That's not the
purpose. The purpose is to catch these viruses early in the season. The purpose ain't to play games. The purpose is to catch these viruses.
So why we start the season?
Because we want everybody to be safe while playing. Because we want everybody to be safe while playing, bro. If you're sick, bro, we don't need you. We don't need you to be there. We don't need you to be in there spreading it.
Doing the most. Brooks. Oh.
Nah, bro, we don't need you to be spreading it, bro. If we catching it on Friday,
I need y'all to know I'm not against testing at all, but I'm definitely against 3 times a week. But
the thing is, the funny thing about what you just said is, I feel like when the season comes, a lot of these trainers could be trying to throw that virus under the rug. You feel what I'm saying? Like, oh, Pat Mahomes got the virus. We ain't gonna tell nobody. We're gonna keep it real.
It wasn't even supposed to get out that Zeke got the virus. Like,
yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. The Cowboys organization did not mean for that to get out. I don't know who gave that information, but the Cowboys organization was definitely shocked that information was put out. It was not supposed to be put out.
The insiders these days are elite, man, and they got the insides.
It wasn't supposed to. We were not supposed to know that Ezekiel Elliott got coronavirus. I'm telling y'all that right now. Because the NFL is the last league of hope right now for a season return. Like, we're months away from the NFL coming back, and the NBA is still shaky right now because you got Kyrie saying this and Dwight saying
the NBA is coming back. LeBron said the NBA coming back. It's coming back.
No, but I'm just saying, like, you got players iffy about the NBA coming back now. Mm. The MLB might not come back at all at this point if they ain't back yet. If they're not back by the end of June, the MLB not coming back. So that's 2 major American sports already on the fence.
The MLB is the real problem.
One not coming back, and the other one is still on the fence. Like, even if LeBron is saying we coming back, like, the NBA is still on the fence until the tip-off. Mm-hmm. But that just leaves the NFL. So you don't want to leave no room for error for the NFL to not come back. Now, all of a sudden, information leak out that Zeke got the virus. Now the NFL looking like, damn, we might have to delay the season, or we might not be able to start at all.
Maybe that's the best case scenario, bro. If people are catching it at a rapid rate, hey, maybe the season ain't supposed to happen, bro. If everybody
I'm just saying. If y'all want the season to come back, I just need y'all to know.
That's what I'm saying. See, you think about the season instead of the safety, bro. Think about the safety of the players in the league.
So what everybody been hoopla? We've been arguing about the fact that we want sports to come back so bad. Now all of a sudden we want to be safe over
but
the
we want to be
league.
safe at the same time.
We've been so pissed about sports. We've been so pissed about those.
We don't want them to come back and get the virus. We want them to come back and be safe.
Y'all switching out.
No. I always said safety. But we wanted to come back, but we want safety at the same time.
We ain't care about safety in April.
That's why we wanted to come back. No, I agree. In April, but I'll be bold because I understand how real the virus was. Back then, I didn't understand how real the virus was. But I've seen all these deaths come from it. So I'm like, hey, but I want the players to be safe at the same time. That's why the NBA, the NFL got to take all these precautions. They want to be safe at the same time. We wanted it to be entertained while safe. We don't want it to be virused up while playing. We don't want that.
If we do these 3 tests a week, like y'all saying, we ain't finna see none of the people we want to see. And y'all gonna be mad then because it's gonna be like, man, Patrick Mahomes not even playing. I don't even want to watch the game. Or Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady not even playing. I don't want to watch the game. We did all that safety stuff just for y'all still not want to watch the game. Come on now. This is what I'm talking about.
We gotta catch the safety. No, we want to be safety. That's why they got precautions. That way, if you get the virus, you got to be quarantined for a couple of weeks, for 14 days. Make sure you all set off in the cut, and then we can go move forward from there. We want players to be safe at the same. Come on, Come on, man. We want people to be safe at the end of the day and play the season. We don't want them to be virus stuff.
The more times you get tested, the more likely you are to catch it. That's what I'm gonna say.
No,
you been tested yet? I ain't there. You ain't got it. I ain't there. Okay, then. You good.
What you talking about? If I take a test, I'm going to catch the virus?
I ain't going to say you going to catch it, but if you take a test 3 times a week, if I'm taking tests 3 times a week, I'm going to be scared every time. Like, damn, this might be the time I catch it. As opposed to 2 times out the month, which sounds way more reasonable. Like, I ain't catch it last time. I've been feeling good all this time.
Somebody get their mans.
I'm less likely to catch it. Let me do
the
math on that. Before we go to the next topic, bro. Let me just count.
We gotta move on.
In the month of July, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For the month of July, let's say football came back in July. 12 days out of the month, you got to get tested for coronavirus.
Yes.
That's literally.
That's what you got. You got to take that.
That's over a third of the month. You realize that, right?
That's fine.
All right.
For our safety, that's fine, bro.
Right.
We take that.
Okay.
Somebody get their mans. Man,
right.
I'm trying to learn.
We go to the next topic now. I just wanted to point that out.
All right, man. Let's move on to the Cap workout. Cap has a workout with the Chargers set up for next week. Finally, everybody is starting to realize that Cap is a good quarterback again with everything going on. They realized that Cap wasn't doing this for no reason, and that there's really injustice going on. So now Cap is finally getting his opportunity.
NFL needs to issue an apology to Colin Kaepernick.
They would never do that.
No, I'm just saying they need to. I don't think they will, but they need to.
I think Roger Goodell's apology a couple of weeks ago was the closest Kaepernick is gonna get to an apology.
I know. I just want to be another person to say it. Y'all need to tell him y'all sorry and y'all was
because y'all did that man so wrong. What, for 4 years?
4 years.
4 years he wasn't in the league.
It's 2029. Yep.
Come on. Man.
The beginning of this season will mark 4 years. Yep.
Come on. For 4 years that man wasn't in the league because y'all blackballed him for standing up for us.
And now y'all want to say y'all kind of see what's going on now, blah blah. Like no, y'all
still don't understand.
Y'all need to issue that man an apology. Like it can be a letter for all I care. Y'all don't even got to say it. Just write him a letter, something saying y'all sorry, some form of apology. But he got to work out with the Chargers coming up.
You like the fit? Because they already got Tyrod and Herbert.
Actually, I don't care about the fit right now. I just want him on the roster. I want him to get on the roster, and then he can handle it from there.
They said he got a lot of suitors, so he doesn't have to go straight to the Chargers.
He can handle it from there. I just want him to get on the roster. I don't give a damn if he on the Dolphins. I don't give a damn.
Hold on. Before I forget, wasn't you the person to say Cap don't want to play football? Wasn't he the man that said Cap don't want to play football?
No, I'm saying the publicity stuff that he pulled, like he didn't give me impressions that he wanted to get back in the league.
Yeah.
But I still said, like, if he gets the opportunity to have an actual tryout or whatever, then yeah. But the fact that he did what he did, like, and try to make his own workout out of high school and reject the NFL workout that they was trying to give him, that was stupid.
Because he's seen how they tried to play the game. He's seen that what they were trying to do was dirty, man. It wasn't all set up correctly.
If he does this correctly this time.
Oh, this going to be right this time.
If it's right this time, then he goes to actually do the NFL workout at NFL facilities in front of the NFL people and don't try to twist it up and make it his own thing, then I feel like he should be let back into the league.
He's going to go with the flow now because he sees what's going on.
What he did last time was stupid. I'll still stand on that. What Cap did last time was stupid. He didn't do it for football. He did it to just make a statement. And the statement was stupid. So I'm
rocking with Cap, man. Whatever you doing, Cap, man, I'm rocking with you.
I can't turn
when you was doing that, when you did it back in, when was that? February? When he did that workout?
What, this year? That was last year. That was last year when he did that.
November? October?
It was a while ago. It was not that recent. I promise it wasn't that recent.
It's June.
It's June.
It might have been November.
Yeah, it might have been. It was before the end of 2019.
Yeah, it was November.
Yeah.
It was around November. But yeah, man.
It wasn't as recent as like 2020 recent though.
It
was definitely last year.
February is the Super Bowl, so I don't know. But still. Yeah, I'm rocking with you, Cap, man. Hopefully you get the opportunity you deserve. 4 years is a long time to be out the league. How old is Cap right now?
30 something?
30?
He definitely in his 30s.
Yeah, he definitely in his 30s, so hopefully he get back in shape. I can look it up right now.
Colin Kaepernick. Definitely in his 30s. 32.
32 years old. Wasted 4 years of his prime. Like I said, when he got out the league, the man was throwing nuts. Now, I ain't gonna act like I wasn't watching his games before he got.
He wasn't trash.
He wasn't trash.
He definitely was average. He was on average quarterback standards, but he was definitely good enough to be on the NFL roster. He definitely. There's no way anybody can sit here and say he didn't deserve to be on any roster. Jameis Winston started but not putting college.
Okay. Let's move on. The disrespect for Jameis be crazy, man. Y'all know I'm rocking with Jameis.
Let Jameis Winston start football games when Kaepernick came and touched the roster.
Jameis Winston is better than Colin Kaepernick. Let's not get it twisted.
All right.
Let's not get it twisted. We ain't talking about prime Kaepernick.
Okay.
We ain't talking about Kaepernick that took him to the Super Bowl. We're talking about average Cap.
Okay.
Like I said, somebody get their man. Let's move on to Cam. Let's talk about my man.
How come every time you say okay, people get more mad? All I said was okay.
No, bro. I feel the undertone. I feel the undertone of it, bro.
Okay.
Cam Newton, bro. This man get on my nerves, man. Cam Newton from the Panthers, man. He's back in the headlines once again. The Carolina Panthers came out with a slick diss tweet yesterday. It said, who is the GOAT of the Carolina Panthers? It had Luke Kuechly in there. It had Julius Peppers in there. And it had Steve Smith, Sr.
All notable Carolina Panthers and all Hall of Fame Carolina Panthers and all Ring of Honor Carolina Panthers.
And you said all that. But let me ask you this, and we all got a unanimous answer here. Who is the greatest Panther of all time?
Cam Newton.
So why is Cam Newton not in the top 3 in a Carolina Panthers tweet of who is the GOAT? Even if you don't say it's Cam Newton, at least put that man in the top 3?
You got to put him in the top.
Top 3? That man won an MVP, got you to the Super Bowl.
the fact that he wasn't in the top 3 makes me think if they had a top 5, they would try him and put him at number 5.
Probably.
Yeah.
They probably would put Deshaun.
No,
Jake Delhomme. Y'all know how trash. If y'all Carolina Panthers fan, y'all know how trash Jake Delhomme was. They probably would have put Jake Delhomme in there.
It's crazy. I remember.
Jake Delhomme was trash. Steve Smith had to deal with Jake Delhomme most of his career, and Jake Delhomme was terrible, bro.
I remember old Madden games playing with that.
Jake Delhomme was trash. But I'm gonna say this though. A lot of people were saying Luke Kuechly would have been the GOAT out of that top 3. Come on, bro.
Whoa.
Steve Smith.
Wait.
Let's not get it twisted now.
Steve Smith had a longer career there.
Steve Smith was the best Panther until Cam.
But I'm saying Steve Smith had the longer career there, and from nostalgic purposes right now, we say Steve Smith. But you can't turn your nose up at Luke Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly a Hall of Famer.
What Luke Kuechly did with Carolina and the amount of time that he did it.
No, for sure.
Like, you can't turn your nose up at that now. That's all I'm saying. Like,
and it's funny because
Luke Kuechly top 5 Carolina Panthers all time.
Oh yeah, probably.
Top
4. He top 4.
I'm about to say. I'm just saying 5 for general purposes. If you want to make him number 4, that's cool.
Me being a Carolina Panthers fan, this is how my jump is gonna go. Cam is 1. Steve Smith is 2. He was Mr. Panther before Cam got there. A lot of people were saying Julius Peppers. Julius Peppers was good, a Hall of Famer, like I said, one of the best defensive ends that ever played this game. But he was not the face of the Panthers like Steve Smith was. So Julius Peppers is 3, and then I got Luke Kuechly at 4, and then whoever else y'all want to put at 5. Like I said, it really don't matter.
So Cam,
Thomas Davis,
Luke,
maybe.
Cam, Luke, Steve, Jabril Peppers.
You said Jabril?
Not Jabril. No, Julius. You know what I mean?
I got a cousin named Jabril. That's why I was like, Jabril.
You know what I mean?
You almost made me forget his name because I was like, when you said Jabril, I was like,
there is a Jabril.
There is a Jabril. That's the Giants. That's why I was like.
Yeah, that's why I was so confused.
That's why I was like, whoa.
No, Julius, you know what I mean?
You had messed me up too because I was like, Jabril.
No,
that's not a name.
You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean.
Yeah, bro.
Too many JPs.
But the thing about this whole tweet situation is that Carolina did this man so dirty by letting him go at the end of free agency when all the starting quarterback positions were filled. So the fact that y'all come out with this tweet to even double down that y'all was not rocking with Cam is really just even more confirmation that he had to go, bro. Cam had to go, and that Carolina Panthers is a grimy organization.
Exactly. Like, and I just
it's real dirty. It's real dirty.
Sad.
I don't like what they got going on over there, man. Ever since new ownership, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. That's why I say I don't even like being associated with them. Shout out to Christian McCaffrey, but everybody else, I can't rock with y'all. I really can't. But let's move on to let's stick with this Cam conversation because I don't know why Cam isn't in the league. Cam want to be a starter. I know why Cam isn't in the league. He wants to be a starter, and he's waiting for somebody to get hurt. So it's going to be all the way until training camp or probably the beginning of the season till Cam gets a job because it's inevitable. One of these starting quarterbacks are going to get hurt. Knock on wood, but it's inevitable. It always happens. So that's how Cam is really going to get his starting position. Kaepernick is somebody who doesn't really want to start in position. He just wants to be in the league. So it's a difference. A lot of people were comparing them today, like Colin Kaepernick, Cam Newton, why isn't Cam in the league when he's a better quarterback? But that is the reason.
Yeah.
Cam is the starting caliber. And have you seen his recent workout videos?
I watch Cam like every day on Instagram.
Bro.
I look at this dude like every day on Instagram. It's crazy.
I seen a video yesterday. Man was doing a one-handed push-up with his hurt shoulder. He was doing a one-handed push-up, and he was doing some type of thing, but I don't know what type of push-up he was doing, but
it was like an off-leverage.
Off-leverage push-up, but he looks like he's fully healthy, my G. And whoever he goes to, I'm rocking with whoever he goes to. But he's going to be.
Atlanta, get rid of Matt. They're not going to get rid of Matt Ryan, but if they come to their senses and let Cam come to Atlanta and fight Matt Ryan for that spot, he's going to win. Like, if not training camp, but if practice time come before the season and you got these camps and you trying to figure out who's going to win these starting positions, and Cam walk on and be like, hey, I want to try for the starting spot. And you got Matt Ryan sitting over there like, damn.
But the thing is, it's funny that you bring up that point, bro, because I was listening to the Pat McAfee show and Mike Lombardi had came on. And he was basically having the same conversation of a lot of these teams don't want to bring in Cam for that reason. They're scared of how he's going to challenge these starting quarterbacks. Like the Bears situation with Mitch Trubisky and Foles.
You shouldn't be scared at all. If anything, you should want
the competition. You should want the competition.
Like, because you know Trubisky can't lead no franchise.
Exactly.
And you know, as good as we know Nick Foles is, he's not a leading star quarterback in the league. He's clutch. When you put him in, he do what he need to do. But like you trying to have him in every week starting, no, he's not that.
He only does good in Philly, period. So it really don't matter what he does outside of Philly. I promise you that's what he is. But period. But like I said before, Cam, a lot of these teams are scared of Cam, bro. Because they know if he goes to Chicago right now, he's the best quarterback on that team, period. And a lot of people are not going to look at Trubisky to be the future of this franchise. They're going to look at Cam. Cam's 6'5", he black, and he look like he really pretty damn healthy. So we're going to ride with that man right there.
And we know he got the feet and the arms.
Exactly, especially in that cold weather city like a Chicago run. You really want to pound the ball?
And he used to some cold weather being in Carolina, so it ain't nothing completely new to him. It might be colder.
It's going to be colder. It's going to be colder, but still. And that's why Chicago don't want to bring him in. And they're still not fully ready to give up on a Mitch Trubisky. For some reason, they don't. They don't. Jacksonville, I don't want him to go to Jacksonville.
I don't ever want anybody to go to Jacksonville.
I don't want him to go to Jacksonville, but Jacksonville's situation.
Jacksonville is damn near like the Knicks of the football of the NFL. Like I don't want any basketball player who's like raw and good to go to the Knicks.
Yeah.
I don't like when C.J. Henderson got drafted by Jacksonville. I was like, okay, I'm glad my dog got drafted, but Jacksonville. I was like, you gotta start your career in Jacksonville.
He gotta be the next Ramsey, bro. He gotta shut everything down over there, bro.
Leonard Fournette had to start his career in Jacksonville.
And they wanted to trade him. And they wanted to trade that man this year, too.
So, I mean, I get it. You made it to the league, so you don't care at the moment. But sooner or later, you're going to sit down and be like,
Trash Jacksonville. No, crazy. Their starting quarterback is Gardner Minshew, bro.
I'm at Jacksonville.
Gardner Minshew is their starting quarterback.
Jacksonville. Oh, my God. Then you got
crazy.
You got to hit Duval every weekend.
But check this out, bro. An interesting point that was brought up today on Get Up was Cam Newton to the Browns. I know that they believe in Baker Mayfield. He had this terrible last season.
I don't think they believe in Baker Mayfield.
I said it before. This is make or break season. But they were talking about it on Get Up. Cam to the Browns. That might be something there. I don't know. Cam to the Browns. You rocking with it?
I'm not rocking with it, but it'll be cool. Like I ain't really rocking with it like that.
Because I'm trying to think.
I'm looking at the talent. I'm looking at the names like coming in my head. You got Nick Chubb. You got Kareem Hunt. You got Odell Beckham. You got Juice Landry. Like those are four names.
The offensive line is finally good.
And then you add Cam to those four stars.
And that defense. And you got Miles Garrett.
So
get my man on the Browns, man. I'm hyped for the Browns. They're not gonna get rid of Mayfield. They're not ready to give up.
Only thing is, I'm looking at it like y'all gotta play Lamar them twice. Y'all gotta play the Steelers twice.
I'm straight with that. I'm straight with that, bro.
I'm straight with it too.
I'm straight with that.
You think their first season, if you got there their first season, you think they're gonna hit it right off the bat like that?
Yes. Cause it's Cam and I'm rocking with Cam.
I trust Cam too, but I'm just saying.
Cam is an energy type of dude, bro. So if Cam come in with that right energy, it don't matter who you play against, bro, and who on your team. Cam took a trash Carolina team. Let me not say trash. Mediocre Carolina team to a 15-1 season and to the Super Bowl. Mediocre team. Who was his wide receivers on that team? You can't even name them. You can't even name them.
The only two big names that year were Cam and Josh Norman.
Norman, and their defense was stout. Not gonna lie. Keegan was there. Keegan was there.
Was that his first season or second season?
Probably his third or fourth.
Okay, he was real young.
All they had, and Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen was healthy.
Yeah.
Funches was his best receiver.
Greg Olsen was up in age though, where it was like he wasn't that big of a name no more.
Jonathan Stewart was his running back. Jonathan Stewart was old. Yeah. Come on, he carried them to a Super Bowl. And Funches was his best receiver because Benjamin had got hurt and Benjamin trashed. Anyway.
Oh yeah. Benjamin not trash. He's overrated. Though.
He's trash. Period. And that was it. Funches was his best receiver, bro. He had Jericho Cotchery on his team. Was Jericho Cotchery? Ted Ginn was on the team.
Oh yeah, Ted Ginn.
Ted Ginn was probably the best receiver on that team. But
Ted Ginn, that dude. I gotta give Ted Ginn that credit.
Ted Ginn was his best receiver. Come on, though, dog. Ted Ginn, your best receiver, and we go to the Super Bowl.
Don't say it like that.
Ted Ginn is a nice number two.
Yeah, he's a nice number two.
He's a nice number two, but as your best receiver, that's crazy. Jonathan Stewart, all running back. Come on, bro. I've seen Cam. So if Cam is healthy, bro, I've seen what Cam can do and how his energy can just infect everybody on a team, bro. So if you get Cam on that team, bro, there's no telling what you can do. Wherever he goes, I think he's gonna produce this season.
Atlanta. Go to Atlanta.
Wherever he goes. Edgar been saying Atlanta for the past couple of months. Bro.
Because I've been saying Atlanta for the past couple of months because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Y'all going to look like, damn, Edgar knew what he was talking about.
We're going to see, bro. I don't really think Atlanta. I said they ain't giving up on that boy Ryan. But let's dive into these top divisions by quarterback. So it was a recent poll, not a poll, but a recent
this was
article.
So hard, y'all.
Yeah, it was a recent article that came out this past week, and they were ranking the top divisions by quarterbacks. So obviously, the NFC South is Matt Ryan, Bridgewater, Breeze, Brady. NFC West is Wilson, Garoppolo, Goff, Murray, and so on and so forth. If you watch sports, you know the divisions. And they basically rank them by division. So they ranked them number 1, NFC South. You already know who I just said, NFC South. NFC West was number 2. AFC West was number 3. AFC West has Drew Lock, not proven. They got Patrick Mahomes MVP.
Let me say this real quick before you keep going. Drew Lock. Hey, shout out to Caleb. My dog Caleb said this. I'm gonna put this out there. Caleb said this. Drew Lock is gonna be an MVP candidate.
I heard somebody say that.
For this upcoming season.
He ain't gonna be an MVP.
You go ahead. With that wide receiver core that he got? Okay.
I can't believe.
Okay.
If Cam went to Denver? Hey, let me get on Cam. Let me get on Cam. Because if Cam went to Denver now, it's a different topic.
Just keep going.
Like I said, the AFC West got Drew Lock. Edgar season, he has a lot of potential. I asked you about Drew Lock before. You said J.A. Rock.
Oh, yeah, that was a couple weeks ago. But now that he got the talent that he got, it's like, hey, you ain't got no choice but to be wrong.
Okay. So, like I said, Drew Lock, Mahomes, Carr, Tyrod Taylor, Herbert is the AFC West. They got them ranked number 3. And all they really got is Patrick Mahomes, bro. AFC North, you got Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Mayfield, Roethlisberger.
Hey, hold on. Come back to the AFC. Stop disrespecting Justin Herbert. I keep telling y'all, he finna be that dude. This Justin Herbert is the most slept-on quarterback from this recent draft that we just had. I need y'all to understand that, and I want y'all to know that, because when the football season starts and Justin Herbert touches the field, y'all finna be like, Herbert is that dude. And I've been saying this since before the national championship. Have I not been saying Justin Herbert is that dude? Okay then. All right, I need y'all to understand that. So that's why they put the AFC West at number 3, because they tied in Justin Herbert into that situation. But go on. Number 4 was the AFC North. You can go ahead.
Do I really want to go on? After you spewed that blasphemy that you
go ahead.
Man, Justin Herbert going to be solid. He ain't going to be nothing crazy, man. But like I said, Lamar Jackson, Burrow, Mayfield is 4th, and Roethlisberger is 4th. You got the NFC North at 5. You got Trubisky and Foles holding down this division. But you got Matthew Stafford, Pro Bowler. You got Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest of all time. And you got Kirk, who this man was riding for a couple of months ago. In one division. That division is stout. Pretty solid. You said Trubisky down? No, I said they're holding them down.
Oh, I thought you were
weighing them. No, weighing them down. I mean weighing them. What? No, I mean weighing them down.
I was going to say, all this trash.
I miss no.
All the time you have over here recording.
No,
you say that.
No. I mean weighing them down. Weighing them down. No, they're terrible. The Trubisky and Foles are terrible. Moving on to the AFC South is 6. They got Watson, trash ass. Phillip Rivers, Minshew, trash. Tannehill, go. All right, you got the AFC East. You got 7. You got Josh Allen, Fitzpatrick, Stidham, and Darnold. That division is the worst. And you got the NFC East. The NFC East is 8. Bro.
They really tried to.
They really disrespect. You got Dak in the NFC East. You got Daniel Jones, Carson Wentz, and Dwayne Haskins in the NFC East.
I've been the person this whole time saying Dak ain't worth the money he asking for, but putting their division last for quarterback talent, no.
Carson Wentz alone.
Now. Come on now.
Carson Wentz alone should have been at least 6. Carson Wentz is one.
So just to recap it one more time, the NFC South was number 1, NFC West number 2, AFC West number 3, AFC North number 4, NFC North number 5, AFC South number 6, AFC East number 7, and NFC East number 8. So now me and Quincy are going to give you our rankings on 1 through 8 on which divisions we think got the best quarterback.
And this is on NFL.com, bro. You go first.
All right. Mine, number 1, the NFC South.
Yeah.
You got Tom Brady, Drew Brees. I like Teddy. Teddy hold a lot of weight.
Sit down, Teddy.
I was saying that. And Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan, man, he's an MVP. I'm not going to disrespect him.
And then the NFC West, I like the NFC West in number 2. So the number 1 and number 2 spot was good with me. The NFC West, you got Kyler Murray and you got Jimmy G. He was in the Super Bowl. You got to give him that nod. And then you got Russell Wilson, Papa Russ, as you like to call him. The only name you got over there.
I think I'm cool with that.
Only name you got on here that ain't solid is Jared Goff.
But Jared, let's not disrespect.
No. I'm saying like I'm talking about to the status of them. He ain't as solid as them. I'm cool with Jared. I'm just saying. My number 3 was different. I had the AFC North at number 3 with Lamar, Joe Burrow, and Big Ben, and then you got Baker in there too. The NFC North, I put it at number 5. I like where they was at. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hold on, you said NFC South, NFC West, AFC North. Who was 4?
NFC North.
NFC North.
I like the NFC North where they was at with Rodgers and Stafford and them.
Okay,
and then 5 NFC East. I put the NFC East at number 6 with Dak and Wentz and all them. And then AFC West with Drew Lock, Patrick Mahomes, I had it number 6. Oh, I'm tripping. Ooh,
no, because you said NFC South, NFC West. You had AFC North at 3, NFC North at 4. Did you say
NFC East at 5?
NFC East at 5.
Okay. So yeah, my bad. NFC East at 5, AFC West at 6, AFC South at 7, and AFC East at 8.
Yeah. So
my worst division is the AFC East,
definitely,
which is Josh Allen, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Tua, Statham, and Sam Darnold. And my best is the NFC. Statham, whatever. Statham, however you want to say it. I don't care.
All right, bro.
Nobody pays attention.
I'm going to rock with the NFC South number 1. I agree. That man Eggert probably done convinced me that, yeah, I think Kyler Murray finna have a breakout season, Pro Bowl season. So I'm a rock with NFC West too.
D-Hop and Larry Legend plus Kyler Murray?
Yeah.
It's already dangerous on Madden. You can go ahead and try it. I tried it. Cardinals are serious on Madden with that.
I was kind of thinking NFC North at 2, but he kind of convinced me NFC West 2. So I like it. I got NFC North at 3 though. Like I said, weighing them down is Trubisky, but you got Stafford, you got Rodgers, and you got Kirk. I think that's pretty damn good. Yeah, I got the AFC North staying the same at 4. You got Lamar, Burrow, Mayfield, Roethlisberger. I think Roethlisberger real soggy, washed up, get hurt too much. I don't really think he's gonna be good this season.
But if you give him the talent, he can do it. If you put him in a situation where he got to make it work, then no, I don't trust Big Ben. But if you put talent around him, he can do it. And the Steelers always find a way to still either almost make the playoffs or make the playoffs, no matter what. And that goes to Mike.
I never believed in Ben. I believe in Tomlin.
You never believed in him?
I ain't never.
You've had to have a few seasons where you believe in him. Just a little bit. Wow, that says a lot.
Nah, man. I ain't never rocked with Big Ben, bro.
That says a lot.
Nah, man, he does. But all right, moving on. Hey, he does.
Allegedly.
Whoa, no, this is confirmed by Big Ben.
Allegedly.
We ain't gonna let that slip under the rug, nah. We ain't gonna let that slip under the rug.
I'm not agreeing because I didn't do thorough investigation. So
no,
I'm saying allegedly.
He settled with the female. I don't know why we diving into this, but he settled with the female. Once you settle, bro, you did what you did.
I don't have enough knowledge. I'm not speaking.
Bro, it was real like in 08, 09.
I remember what it was.
Yeah.
We were young at the
time. Like I said, still, even if you throw out the Chargers off the field, I still don't like Big Ben, honestly. All right, so I got AFC North at 4. I got the NFC East at 5. I'm gonna rock with the NFC East at 5 because the AFC West.
Yeah, I had NFC East.
Because the AFC West ain't got enough. AFC West ain't got enough. You got Mahomes carrying this whole squad, but everybody else is like, nah. Derek Carr, he was good like 5 years ago. Drew Lock, still not proven. Tyrod, Herbert, I don't agree with this man. So I don't agree. So I got them at 6.
Herbert got the Sherbert.
AFC South. The AFC South is terrible.
Yeah, terrible.
You got the Tanny, who was a goal.
It upsets me.
You got Minshew trash. Trash ass Rivers, and you got Watson carrying this whole squad. It's like, really crazy. So I got them at 7, and AFC East is 8. I don't even know why they was even 7 on here. They really just want to spark a debate. Josh Allen, Fitzpatrick, Stidham, Darnold. That's my last team. So yeah, we basically agree, honestly, except for like our 3 and 4 spot.
Honestly, for like 80% of this.
Yeah, except for 3 and 4. That's the only thing we had switched. But everything else is pretty on their money. All right, man, so let's dive into the next topic, which was Kyle Shanahan getting an extension. He got a 6-year, $21 million extension. But we've seen this with Shanahan. He gets the team to the promised land, but he doesn't get them over the hump. So will Kyle Shanahan ever win an NFL championship? We see them choking these big moments, man. Is it meant for him?
It can happen, but like you said, we done seen the chokers twice at least now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it can happen. I'm not gonna say it will, but I like the probability of it. Within 6 years, it can definitely happen.
6 years?
No, I'm not saying it's gonna take 6 years. I'm saying within the 6-year new extension that he done got, I can definitely see it.
I can see it too. Because, like I said, he gets the team there, but for some reason
he can get the team there.
He can't coach in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Atlanta 28-3, and then the 10. What they was up by 10 in the fourth.
Yeah.
Choked that. You can blame Jimmy G for that too. 50-50
no,
blame. 50-50 blame. 50-50 blame. All right, bro. Let's move on.
Jimmy G made the biggest throw of the game, and it was called back because of offensive pass. You don't even know the play.
He threw it to kill.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I know the play, but no, he missed the biggest throw of the game when he threw it to overthrew Sanders.
He made it up with the killer throw. And it was bad.
No, the killer throw was like the first half.
No, was it?
It was the second quarter. It was before half.
No, was it? It was after halftime. It was before halftime. It was because I got so upset because I thought it was going to score again.
Exactly.
Okay.
It was before halftime, but at the end of the game, he could have won it with the Sanders throw. He overthrew Sanders. That was the fourth quarter. Like I said, let's go. Let's move on to Jamal Adams. This is breaking news because it just dropped literally a couple of hours ago. He has officially demanded a trade from the New York Jets. Honestly, Jamal Adams has been in trade rumors for the past 2 to 3 years. He's one of the top safeties in the league, bro.
Some people got him at number 1, honestly.
I got him probably top 2. Who I have number 1? Earl probably will be my number 1. He top 3. Fuck it. He top 3. I ain't gonna let him go no lower than 3 though. Jamal Adams, that dude, though. He been carrying his Jets defense for a long time. The pieces on the Jets are terrible, but he has demanded a trade. He don't want to play with them no more. The trade deadline last year, he was almost traded to the Cowboys, but the trade fell through. But now he said he fed up with the Jets and want to get traded. What's the team? You got the team pulled up?
If he went to I had the picture. I know the Ravens were in talks to get in them. The Chiefs were. Who else?
Because he had came out with 7 teams that he wanted to go to. That doesn't mean that he's going to get traded there. Honestly, the list that he picked.
Right here. The Ravens, the Texans, the Eagles, the Seahawks, the Chiefs, the Niners, and the Cowboys. That's his wish list.
That's his wish list, yeah. Like I said, that doesn't mean he's going to get traded there. Honestly, the Jets might do something out of spite and trade him to what's the trash organization?
Out of his wish list?
Yeah, he might trade him to the Jags. Somewhere even worse than the Jets.
But I'm saying, like, the Jags ain't no wish list. Are you talking about in the league?
I'm talking about they don't have to trade him then.
Oh, I thought you were talking about out of the wish list.
No, I said they're going to do something. The Jets might do something out of spite, like not trade him to anybody on his wish list. Yeah. Just out of spite. Like, they don't have to trade him to anybody on that list.
First off, the Texans, that's not going to happen because the Texans don't even really have anybody worth trading for. You know what I'm saying? So, I want to go to the Chiefs. Chiefs would be a good look.
I like him with the Chiefs. I like him with the Ravens. I like him with the Ravens.
The Seahawks, that'll be another good look.
Bro. I like him with the Ravens, though. The Ravens would be a good fit.
The Ravens are a good fit, too. The Chiefs, the
Ravens,
and the Seahawks.
Chiefs and the Ravens.
Chiefs, Ravens, and the Seahawks for a third option.
Him and Tyrann Mathieu in the back end?
You're never catching it. You're not catching anything.
I don't know how they're going to pay him because I'm pretty sure when he gets traded, he wants to get his extension. And that's why he's mad at the Jets because he hasn't signed an extension.
Well, the Seahawks would be the best fit money-wise.
Yeah, because the Seahawks got money to pay him, and the Seahawks would be a solid fit too.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. The Seahawks would be a good fit, and money-wise, that's probably the best option. Out of the 3 teams we said, that's the best option.
Yeah. Because like I said, the Chiefs got a lot of money tied up. They about to have to pay Mahomes. Mahomes is about to get $40 million. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how much money they're going to have. They already paid everybody on offense. They already paid Kelsey. They paying Watkins, they paying Hill, they paying everybody. You feel what I'm saying? So who knows? They just paid Chris Jones on their defensive tackle. So it's like, man, I don't really know if they got a lot of space left for him to get re-signed, but it's an interesting spot. Let's move on to what else I got on this list. I already talked about the smart race. Oh, shout out to my man Sorrell, bro, from the Bird.
It's crazy. I never knew this was Sorrell's last name.
Huh? That's the school, nigga.
I was gonna say, like, I swear I thought his last name was Smith, but okay.
Yeah, bro, that's the school, bro. That's ETSU.
Like, see, this is how you know there are too many colleges to keep up with these college bracket tournaments. Like, that's why you'll never hear me say, "Oh, I know this school, I know that school, I know that school." Like, it's over like 100 schools that almost get considered for these tournaments. I'm like, never heard of this school.
Yeah, bro. Sorrell Smith, like I said, from St. Pete High School, from the Bird. Somebody I seen grow up, man. He went to Maryland for his first couple of years. He wasn't getting no PT this last year, man, so he had to get up out of there. Now he is transferring to East Tennessee State University. They are somebody that is usually always in a tournament. So I pray for nothing but success for my man. I always want to see my people from the Bird do good. So shout out to Sorrell, man.
Shout out to Sorrell. It was great watching you in high school. I know it's going to be even better watching you at the next level. So
yes, sir.
Finally going to get some.
Get some burn. Hey, get on your Josh shit when you get up there, bro. This going to be your team, too. Hopefully it is. Hopefully when you get there, it's going to be your team. You get to run the show.
He's going to be a junior, right?
He about to be a junior because he already used 2 years. So he got to be a junior. I don't know if he got to sit out because it's like weird rules. I don't know if he got to sit out or not. Sometimes they grant you the waiver. Sometimes they don't. So I don't know if he's playing this year, but shout out to him, even if you don't play this year. But yeah, man, we appreciate y'all for listening. Egger, with the social media.
You can follow us on Twitter at QE Podcast 1. You can follow us on Instagram at Q_and_E_podcast. You can follow and like our Facebook page, Q&E Podcast, our YouTube channel, Q&E Podcast. Don't forget to hit the subscription button and make sure you hit the notification bell and hit the word all. Yeah. And
we're also posting clips now. Other podcasts, we're posting clips now. I just posted a couple of clips last week. Dalvin Cook clip and a Cade Cunningham clip. I feel like it's going to get more viewers that way. So, yeah.
Yeah, posting promo clips and whatnot. So, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Our email, QANDEpodcast@gmail.com. Make sure you hit us up on there for any questions, concerns, fan mail, business inquiries, anything like that. Just want to say hi, tell us you're a fan or whatever. That's great. Blue Collar Media Group. We are a part of their and MTMP Sports. We're a part of those 2 platforms. Make sure you check those out. Check out their websites and their Twitters. Check out all the talent that both of those companies have. There are plenty of people out there like us spreading news and entertainment.
They ain't like us, but they do the same.
shout out to Steve.
Yeah, shout out to Steve.
Who else? I think that's it.
That's it. Oh, follow me on Twitter, Q_Hicks3 on Twitter. Follow Edgar at EdgarMartin97 on Twitter. And his IG is Edgar Martin Official. Also, subscribe to my YouTube, man. I make YouTube videos separately from the podcast. I just came out with a Most Underrated Tim Brown. Came out with a How Good Was Jerry Stackhouse, Overshadowed Legends videos. So I'm going to start pushing those out at least once a week, bro. So definitely start checking those out, bro. And, yeah, I think that is it. Subscribe to all our podcast platforms.
Apple Podcasts,
Google Podcasts,
Spotify,
iHeartRadio. We everywhere. Wherever you listen to podcasts, we there, bro. We appreciate y'all for listening. And we out. Peace.